Hi Floss Tube, my name is Dana and my channel name is Gemstone Stitches. I am here to film an impromptu video. I am just running upstairs after my husband has gotten off work on this Friday evening to film a video. And it wasn't pre-planned or anything like that. The reason I want to film the video is because I've been thinking a lot about my WIPs and the stash that I have, because we're approaching the end of the year and I'm almost done stitching all of the drawn thread gardens, and I'm thinking about what I want to stitch in the coming year. So first I'm going to start off with a WIP Parade, and then I'll go on to my stash parade. So hopefully some of this stuff is kind of fresh for you because I haven't shared it in a long while. And the first WIP that I have here is Ornamental Joy by Country Cottage Needleworks. And a good amount of the WIPs I'm about to show you are things that I did during Stitch Mania in 2017, and I haven't touched them since, so they just have a very small amount, one day's worth of work on them. So here's Ornamental Joy by Country Cottage Needleworks. And this is what I have done on it. Just part of the O. So started in the middle there. I really like this little pattern because my two favorite words associated with Christmas are joy and Noel, and I really wanted something that had ornaments in it, so this was a perfect pattern for me. I'm thinking about picking this up again once I finish the autumn garden, and sorry, I got a text. I'm thinking about picking this up again after I finish the autumn garden and working on it a little bit before I pick up the stocking again, just for some fun Christmas stitching and to make a little more progress on this. Next one is by the Drawn Thread, and it's called A Year of Flowers, and it's something that you can finish in multiple different ways. You can make it a journal cover, a pillow, or you could frame it. So it's basically all the months of the year, and each month has a flower associated with it. My plan is to stitch it and frame it and put it on the wall. So I have completed that much of it. January. When it comes to this one, I'm thinking about stitching on it for a little while, or what? I'm just going to make plans while I'm filming the video. I'm thinking about stitching each month as the year goes by. So in January, I will make sure to finish the January block. And then when February comes, I'll finish the February block. So by the end of the year, maybe I'll have this one finished. That sounds kind of fun. It's a great way to bring in something small and then feel good about putting it away until the next month comes along. Not too much pressure there, I don't think. I also have Book of Days by the Drawn Thread, and this is my last drawn thread. Can you tell I love the drawn thread? And I love flowers. So basically it is just the days of the week. So each day is spelled out and it's all different ways, and then there's also a bunch of flowers in there. Again, I'm going to just frame it and put it on the wall. I'm not going to make it into a journal cover like it shows on here. And this was my very last WIP during the Stitch Mania when I did 15 starts. And so this is a very, very small start. I just got one little flower done. And I started in the top right, or I'm sorry, top left. So it's that little bitty white flower up there. That's it. The next couple WIPs that I have are by Northern Expression Needleworks, and they're the Birthstones series. I love birthstones. I always been fascinated by that, and that's part of why my channel name is Gemstone Stitches. And so what I have is the Birthstones series Opal, and that's for my birthday because I was born in October. And then I have Birthstones series July, and my husband and my son born in July. So I do need to get May because that is when my daughter Tinsley was born, and I believe May is green. So we'll have a red, pink, and green. These charts are full of specialty stitches, and I do like that a lot. I like the challenge of specialty stitches, and also just to switch it up from just doing plain old crosses all the time. I enjoyed working on these, the little bit that I did. It is on a very small count fabric. I believe I'm doing it on, 40 count Alabaster Newcastle. So this is very small. And I'm also thinking about, right now I'm doing it all in the same fabric, but I'm thinking about doing it on separate fabrics. I don't know. We'll think more about that later. I could always just cut this up because it's quite a big piece and start doing them separately rather than having them all in the same. But that is Birthstone Series October, and that is a double row of queen stitches. And those are a little bit complicated, but once you get the hang of them, they're not that bad. So all I have is a little bit of this top border done. Let's see if I can get closer. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, the detail in it on the camera, because it is quite small. And then for July, what I have done is just this corner. And those are not cross stitches, they're little tiny arrows. So that would be up here. What I'm thinking about doing as I'm talking with you is working on these during that month. So in May, I do need to purchase the May pattern first, and then in May maybe I'll start that, work on that a little bit, and then in July I'll work on July, and then do October. That sounds kind of fun. Put this away. Try to put things a little bit away so I don't have too much to do once this is over. My next WIP is Spirit of Veerland by Long Dog Samplers. I saw this stitched at my LNS when I lived in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I had gone there a few times. Every time I went in, my eye was just drawn to this. So finally, I decided I would buy it and get it. That was after I saw a ton of people doing, I think it's Death by Cross Stitch. I think that's what it's called, by Long Dog Sampler. So I thought I would be different, one of the bunch, and do something else. So this is it has a lot of motifs, very fun looking. And I love purple, so I went with a light purple fabric. Let's see if I have, not sure if I have, no, I don't know exactly the count that I have it on, but so I just have that corner done. Again, I started this during Stitch Mania, so only one day's worth. So I started on that border up there. So it is a light purple linen, and then it's just a purple DMC. Let me see. DMC 550, and it is 32 count lilac Belfast is what that's on. I really love the colors of this and what it's going to turn out looking like. I really want to work on this next year. Get some progress on that. And then I have ink circles, forest flower, and this is what I have completed so far on that. It's very small. I believe I'm doing this 40 count. And I'm doing it 1/1 instead of 1/2 because I wanted it to be small, because I have so many bigger projects. I went off of the color scheme and did my own thing. I'm hoping it's going to turn out nicely. We'll see. It's kind of just a for fun project that I'm not too invested in, as far as I have something in mind for it, and my vision is to have a big wall with a lot of my finished cross stitches on it, and this is not one of them that I envision being on it. I mean, it can be if I want it to be there, but it's just for fun right now. And then my next project is Peacock Days by Heaven and Earth Design. I'm doing this 1/1 on 28 count Lugana. It's by, the artwork is by Josephine Wall, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I have 3 pages completed on this. So, a lot more time needed on that. And then I have the Drawn Thread, the Autumn Garden, my last garden. I'm almost done with this. This is kind of an update for you, because since my last video, this is the only thing I've been working on. So I have completed the pumpkins and the tree, I think. I don't know if I had that done yet. The whole house, there's vines and, sorry, more texts. Vines, there's little squash down here, it's hard to tell. And then another tree. So my next flower to work on is called Aster. I think I need to go ahead and move the Q-snap over because this is the fabric right behind here, and get on with that. Should be pretty fast going from here on out. Usually what my goals are when it comes to these is to do like all the stems and leaves of the flower one day or maybe 2 days, and then go back in and do the actual flowers in 1 or 2 days, and then just keep moving my way over until I'm done. And there's always some little birds, and there's a little bee, a couple birds, a bee, and then of course the rest of the wording down there to do. I have till December 21st to finish this and complete my goal. Today is December 7th, so that means I have 2 weeks. I'm hoping maybe I'll finish this in 1 week though, if I really try to do a lot of stitching at nighttime and not waste my time too much. Okay, my last WIP is Candy Cane Santa Stocking by Dimension Gold Collection. So there is the completed stocking. This one's for my husband, so this is where I am at. Need to do the rest of the sock down here, the stocking, and then the name banner up there, and that one will be done. So my goal with this is to keep working on it, and hopefully finish it pretty early in 2019, and then immediately begin my daughter's stocking. And so hopefully I'll be able to hang my husband and my daughter's stocking next Christmas. So that's it for WIPs. Now I'll move on to my stash, what I have at my fingertips to work on. One of my very favorite pieces in my stash is Up on the Rooftop by Tilton Craft. I have a whole story on this and how much I really wanted this. It was out of print. I believe I saw somewhere on maybe Stitch Mania, Facebook Stitch Mania, or maybe another place that they I think I heard it on a Floss Tuber's video, that they might have re-released it somewhere. So if you're interested, do some checking on that. The way I got it is I just emailed Tilton Craft a couple different times, and they sent me a copy. So this is full coverage, but I love it. I love doll houses, and I love the Christmas scene with Santa up there, and just the coziness and warmth that's going on inside with the snowy Christmas winter scene on the outside. I think it was AZ Stitcher. I mentioned her in another video. I watch her videos. I watch a lot of videos. I just have a hard time remembering people's names and their channel names. But I think it's AZ Stitcher, and she's in Arizona. She got her hands on it, and she was the one who mentioned that it was re-released somewhere, and she's gonna start stitching this in September, October, along with someone else. And I'm thinking about doing that as well. I haven't committed myself to that yet, but if I do want to do that, I am going to go ahead and, you know, leave a comment for her and say, hey, I'm going to do that too. So that'd be kind of fun. I don't know. I am hesitant to start too many full coverage projects at a time because I do want to finish them, and I have a hard time knowing that I'd actually finish them if I have too many going at the same time. But a lot of people do that, so I don't know what the big deal is. I guess it's just like a mental block or something. The next one is Tannenbaum. Let me see. It's Tannenbaum, and it's by Sharon Pope, and it was released in Stitcher's World magazine in November 2002. This was a magazine that was at my mother-in-law's house, and I was flipping through, and I just really liked it. She made a copy of it for me. This is black and white, but the thread is a variegated, colorful thread that's used. But I don't know that I'd even do that. I might go in and just pick all my own colors and have a lot of fun with it. Let me see if I can find out what color they used. Well, maybe it was a bunch of... Oh, yeah, there's Karen collection. So, yeah, Karen water lilies are always quite variegated. But there's also... I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to really look into this. But it says Karen collection, and that would make sense as to why it's so colorful, because those are such variegated threads. But what I'm thinking I would do is just pick some really nice reds, greens, either go with a silver or gold theme, and get the beads. And there's a bunch of specialty stitches in here, and of course, like I said, I love the word Noel or joy when it's associated with Christmas. So there's Noel in the middle. So I'm excited to stitch that at some point. I like the idea of having a lot of little Christmas projects because it's fun to stitch in season for me. So that's something that I can start up at any point. Another chart that I have in my stash is designed by, or it's artwork by Amy Stewart, and it's by Heaven and Earth Design, and it is a stitch in time. So I have it in this binder. I have a couple copies made because I stitch with the charts on paper. So there it is. The thing about it though is I'm thinking about getting a stitch in time. No, it's called a stitching shelf instead, because that one doesn't have the circle in the middle. Still thinking about that one. When I stitch this, I am going to stitch it down instead of across because I want to work on the season. You know, when I'm in spring, I'll be up here and down onto winter. So I have to see. If I do go ahead and switch to a stitching shelf, I will have to give this away at some point on my channel to somebody who wants it. Okay, the next couple charts that I have are designed by me. They're my son and daughter's birth sampler. I need to cover up the last name. Here's Ethan's. Yeah, I'm way old school and I just started doing something on graph paper because I don't want to become a cross stitch designer. I just here and there want to design my own little thing, and so I did it on graph paper. So there is his name, and then it has his weight and his height, and then down at the bottom I have his birthday and the time. And my stepmother-in-law gave me hanging quilts for both my son and daughter, and his has teddy bears on it, so that's why I went with the teddy bear on there. So then I have my daughter Tinsley's. So we have Tinsley May and her weight and height. And then at the bottom, we have her birthday and time, and hers has the angels. So right now, I think the angel and the teddy bear look okay, but I'm not sure how it's going to look once I actually stitch it. So we'll see. Then I have a couple Mill Hill kits that I didn't end up getting to this year, but I'll probably get to next year. Jingle Bell Wreath. It comes with little tiny bells, and it's quite sparkly. And then Golden Tannenbaum. So those will be fun little quick stitches at some point. Then I have another Northern Expression needlework called Esther's Waves. And it's going to be an autumnal type color scheme. So here's all the beads and the threads. So that is ready and kitted up for whenever I start it. I was going to start that one this year as well, but didn't get around to it. And last, I have my stockings. If you want to hear a really big explanation about what's going on with the Christmas stockings that I'm stitching, I think I talked about that either in my last video or the video before that. But I'm currently stitching my husband Trevor's. I've already stitched one for my son Ethan, but he's going to get a more mature one later when he gets bigger. And that's what, this is the one, sorry, he's going to get. So, we have Santa with a snowman with some toys down there. Thought that was really cute. And then, oh, I picked the wrong one from, then this is going to be mine. So just a wintry Christmas theme. Like that a lot. And then, hold on, this is the one I had for my daughter, but I'm not going to use it because it's just too dark. I'd rather have something a little more fun. The sky almost looks a little stormy to me. I'll be right back. So my daughter's is this scene. Sorry. What is that? Oh, that's the phone. It's like, it looked like a television, but I don't have a television in my room. So there's Santa saying shh, or trying to be quiet because the little kiddos are sleeping on the couch. I thought that was really precious. So lots of stockings to do. I'll always have a stocking on the go until I'm done. So that is all I have for WIPs and stash. So my loose plans are, of course, to keep working on the stockings. Excuse me. I need to finish the autumn garden first, and then I think I'll briefly work on Ornamental Joy by Little House Needleworks. I might even finish it if I get sucked into it enough, because it's not that big of a project. And then I need to work on the stocking. Excuse me, a tickle. I need a drink, but I don't have one up here. So I talked about working on, what is that called? The year of flowers. So I would do January, the month of January, February, month of February, and just keep doing that throughout the year of 2019 until it's finished. Then I wanted to work on my birthstone series in those months. So I'll have something to work on in May, July, and October. So then I was thinking that each month I would work on four different projects. So a week, roughly a week or more on each, so that I get some really great progress on them. And the ones that I am most wanting to get a lot of progress on is my Heaven and Earth design, Peacock Days. I also want to do a lot on my Long Dog sampler, so that would be one of them. Of course, there's the stocking. And then that leaves me open to something else for the rest of the week. So I'm not sure, or rest of the month. So I'm not sure if that will be just whatever I feel like doing for that week, or if I can think of one that I really want to stitch. I kind of like the idea of leaving it open, because so far with my stitching, I haven't been so inclined to be regimented with what I stitch. I sort of kind of just do what I want. But I think this past year I've felt pretty tied down to you know, the gardens and the stocking, and then I don't know, I want to put my hands on a little bit more. So I think this plan allows me to make progress on some of the big important WIPs that I have going on, but also to incorporate other things as I feel like doing them, so that I feel good about that. Well, I think that's about it for right now. I probably won't get back on here during the year of 2018. So if you guys celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy New Year. And the next time I'll see you is in 2019. Enjoy stitching. I hope you guys get a lot of stitching time during this bustling, busy time of year. All right, I'm signing off. Have a good day. Bye-bye.